Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Film Room. I'm Brian Johannes, and on this episode, we're going to take a look at Boston College receiver Zay Flowers. If you're not familiar with what I do on these episodes, I take a look at each of these prospects and how they project and how they transition to the NFL. And so we're going to do that with Flowers here in their game against Rutgers. And I'm going to showcase why I am a big fan of this receiver. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the tape. Now, the first clip I want to show you, I think, encompasses everything about Zay Flowers. He's going to show some quickness right here off the stem, and then the ball is short and underthrown, and he's able to go down and make this catch for a touchdown. And so it just shows his quickness, his subtle route running ability, and just his ability to adjust and make tough catches. This ball is short and it's underthrown and off to the right, probably by design, maybe. I'm not a big fan of Boston College's quarterback. And he's just able to adjust, and that ball is coming right underneath the Rutgers cornerback, and he's able to just make this tough catch for the touchdown. And it's just... Now, this next clip, 74 pounds, but he's able to get this ball. It's a contested catch. The ball's thrown up, and he's able to go up and make a high point catch. Now, once again, his feet don't come in. And then another example of just his ability to pick this ball practically up off the ground to make a catch and make something out of nothing, make him a star, in my opinion. Now, I want to see what Zay Flowers is like as a route runner, and that's important. I think we've seen in today's NFL, you can't just be an athlete and be fast. You have to be able to run routes to be a good receiver. And down here, Flowers is down here at the bottom, at the boundary side. You know, he's the outside wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. And he's not going to get targeted on this play, but look at this route he runs. He's going to push like he's going to either stop or go to the corner, and then just breaks inside, and he was wide open. He got himself open here. Yes, the ball went short, and you saw the cornerback moving that way, but he got separation right here. This corner, the ball's not out yet. This corner is keying on that, and look at that separation is there. And it's just that ability. This is a double move, a stop and type go, and he's just able to create that separation. And no, he didn't get targeted, and it wasn't incompletion, but just shows to me, and he had other points in this game, Zay Flowers showed the ability to make double moves. He showed the ability to make crisp cuts, and that's what you want to see out of receivers today coming out of college and into the NFL. All right, so we've seen him make tough catches. We've seen him make some quick moves. We've seen him run some double moves. How is he as an athlete? Because you have to be a good athlete in the NFL. Here, you see his speed. So he's lined up at the bottom of the screen. And at the snap of the ball, just look at that explosiveness that he gets. And he doesn't get targeted, and he disappears off the screen. I get that. But just look at that acceleration. He's able to just hit it and go. And when he wants to go, all he has to do is put it in that extra gear, and he gets deep. And it's just so effortless. It's like, all right, slow, boom, I'm gone. And I just love that in him. It's just that explosive speed that you want. He can win over the top. He can win short. And he's got that speed to when the ball gets in his hands and it's a short route, he can go. Or a play like this, he just hits a seam and he's deep. There is so much to like about Zay Flowers. He was a guy that I didn't have a lot of expectations when I turned on his tape. You know, I had seen that some people had talked him up. He was in some top 5 receiver rankings. Might have slipped into a couple mock drafts. But I didn't really have that much expectations from him, and he blew me away in this game. His just ability to go out and make plays. I love his speed. I love his ability to catch the ball. He can go get the ball. It doesn't have to be within his frame. He can track it deep. He's got the speed to go deep. He has it all. I mean, the only thing he doesn't have is size. He's 5'10", 174 pounds. But I don't think that's that big of a deal anymore. He played a lot bigger. He didn't, when I'm watching him, I don't look at their size right away. I usually watch the film, give out my grades on that tape, and then I go and I check the height and the weight. And he didn't look big. I didn't say, oh, he's six. He looks like he's 6'2", 6'3". I'm like, yeah, he looks like he's kind of 6 foot or shorter. But he played a lot bigger. That ability to go up and make catches, he's tough, he's physical, he wants to go out and run block. I'm a big fan. And like I said, in today's NFL, you don't have to be 6'4" to be a good good receiver. Tyreek Hill is under 6 foot. We've got a lot of really, that's one person, but there's a lot of good receivers that are smaller because they can get separation and get open. Now, the one player, I don't always do comps because they have to come naturally, but the person that kept coming to mind for me was Antonio Brown. And I know it's tough to compare guys to really good receivers, and Antonio Brown, I think, has made more attention with his off-the-field antics the last 3 or 4 years, whatever it may be. But just think back to Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown is 5'10", 184 pounds when he went to the combine. So I don't know if Zay Flowers is able to add on 10 pounds. But still, even if he's 5'10", 180, it's just that's the type of player that I saw. His just ability to run routes, go get the ball, just be a playmaker. And it was just the stylistic. Now, I'm not saying Zay Flowers is going to be what Antonio Brown was with the Steelers, because when Antonio Brown was with the Steelers, he was arguably the best receiver in the NFL. And I don't know, and I don't necessarily think Zay Flowers is a guy that can be one of the 5 best receivers in the NFL while he's there. But stylistically, the way he plays the game reminded me so much of Antonio Brown, just his ability at a smaller size to be able to go and do a lot of things. I think Brandon Cooks is another guy that it reminds me of, and maybe that's a little bit more of an accurate depiction of a comp for him. But like I said, I'm a big fan of Zay Flowers. I think he's one of the best receivers in this draft class early on. I'm still not through every single one, but he's probably going to be my number 2 receiver behind Jackson Smith and Ajibba at the time of this recording. But like I said, probably too many times, I'm a big fan of him. All right, so that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of The Film Room. Make sure to get more of these, to subscribe, hit that bell for all the notifications. While you're out there, follow me on social media. Draft_Brian is where you can find me. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you check in. Till next time.